I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Robert Patterson is the best Batman of all time. And if you don't agree with me, I really don't give a about your opinion. It's not just a signal, it's a warning. Man, I don't know how you felt during that scene, but I got straight goosebumps. With the Batman releasing within the last month, March 4th to be exact, it's been doing great in the box office. Um, Robert Pattinson took on the role as the Cape Crusader, the world's greatest detective, the Dark Knight. I feel like as far as year two Batman goes, he did very well. There were certain scenes where you can kind of tell that he was starting off as the Batman, and he wasn't really long into the role. Where he made mistakes, where things weren't up to par, his technology, to be exact. I don't want to give any spoilers, but there was one scene that was kind of crucial. And if anything, a lot of people kind of found that it was a very mediocre scene as far as being the Batman, I guess you can say. But he had a glider in the movie, and what it was is he had a glider, he took off on it, and he practically just burned and crashed. And people need to understand that Year 2 Batman wasn't full of the gadgets that he was later on in later series. He was still trying to work out the kinks. He didn't really have... He had the money. He had the money, but he didn't have the resources. So that was the only difference. Also with a great cast like Zoe Kravitz, Jeffrey Wright, Paul Dano, Colin Farrell, Andy Serkis, great Alfred. And it was pretty cool that, you know, going back to Colin Farrell, he was very unrecognizable in the movie. Like, you could not tell. Like, there were certain scenes where you got close-ups of him and Batman, and you can kind of tell, you know, between like a little bit of the face and the eyes. But the way he took over the role was pretty well. I'm going to give kudos to Paul Dano. I think he did a great rendition of the Riddler. And if anything, he was better than Jim Carrey's. Jim Carrey's was a little bit more animated as far as comedy and everything else, but Paul Dano took the role very seriously, and I feel like he kind of immersed himself into that role, into a darker version of the Riddler. Batman! Batman, you say? Also, we got a 5-minute sneak peek into Barry Keoghan's Joker, so that was pretty cool. I honestly thought it was very intense. It was kind of that scene where, you know, you sit still and you listen and you pay attention, and it kind of comes to a point where people will always fight for Heath Ledger as the best Joker. And I understand, I do, because I feel like in my heart he was the best one too. But as long as you're better than Jared Leto, I think that's all that matters at the end of the day. And if you think Jared Leto was the best Joker, please stop watching this video. You know what? Get out. Just get out. I want the Joker. Gotham Knights releases later this year in October. And if anything, I am so excited for this movie. Between multiplayer, playing different Batman characters that weren't Batman, and pretty much playing after the story of Arkham Knight. Arkham Knight kind of ended on a sour note as far as the character for Batman, but I'm very excited to see what the next generation can do. As long as you keep the same mechanics, I feel like you're going to be fine. But there's not much to look forward to until October. And between the Arkham Knights games, one hasn't been released in about 7 years. Arkham Knight was the last one. Batman Arkham Knight released in June 2015. It's been a while. So the developer was Rocksteady Studios. And using Unreal Engine 3, I feel like it was a masterpiece. It was the 4th main installment of the series. Technically, it was 3 to me. I'm not going to include Arkham Origins into this. Arkham Origins had a great premise, but it was way too short. It's just a lot of problems with the game. I feel like it could have been, you know, a lot better, a little bit more story, a little bit more stretched out. But is it still relevant now? Now, would you replay Arkham Knight today? I played it on previous consoles, mainly PS3, PS4, Xbox. Because I feel like back in the day it did have a lot of replay value. But you can only play a game so many times before you get, you know, tired of it. Well, today I'm going to be testing it out on PC. With my setup, I feel like I can get the most out of this game. Even 7 years later, it doesn't really take much to make this game into a masterpiece while you're playing it. But as far as the Arkham Knight, it follows 9 months after Arkham City. Now, a lot has happened since then. Scarecrow teams up with a protagonist that nobody really knows yet. And they also rile up every villain that Batman has ever come across to pretty much bring him down within the next 24 to 48 hours. Now, of course, Batman makes short work of that, but, you know, it's Batman. What do you expect? Between gliding around the city and, of course, using the Batmobile, Batman covers a large area of the map, which is pretty much all of Gotham City, trying to take down any foe that comes across him, between a thug or Scarecrow himself. So, of course, you have a lot of side missions, a lot to do in one night, but it's very fun. It's very action-packed. In my opinion, I know it's already replayable, but let's just see before Gotham Knights releases. I highly recommend this game if you haven't played it yet. I really hope you have, because it's been at least 7 years. If anything, try to pick it up from a local GameStop or anywhere that's going to get cheaper. I think right now on PC on Steam it's $20 itself. But I'm pretty sure if you ask somebody that you know, they'll have an extra copy somewhere collecting dust, or in their basement, or in their grandma's attic. You never know. But even then, at the end of the day, I feel like $20 is worth the game itself. Not even including the DLC, because sometimes you will get those packages. But try out the DLC, trust me. You get to play different characters like Robin, Nightwing, and Batgirl, and kind of have a side mission of their own. It's not very long, but it's kind of worth the extra couple bucks just to play them and get into, you know, their play fighting style, which is kind of cool. And it kind of gives you like an input of what Gotham Knights is going to be, hopefully. So that's what got me excited to get back into Arkham Knight. And if you like what you see, don't forget to like and subscribe, show a little bit of love to the page. I would really appreciate it. But let's just sit back and enjoy and watch. Alright, thanks for watching. Alright guys, so I wanted to do this before we start the whole test of the Arkham Knight game. So there's a PC performance test to pretty much do a benchmark on the game to see how my system will handle it. So I kind of want to try it out and see what, you know, we're going to be at. Alright, here we go. Average is 84, jumping back and forth. Now remember guys, I have a 3060 Ti too. I put the range of the FPS up to 90. So this is what I can handle so far. So there we go. Minimum 52, VSync is on for the maximum, average is 95. So that's really not that bad, honestly. Now of course I'm wanting to start this game off without any spoilers or much spoilers, so we're going to do kind of random missions in between. Just kind of glide around, use the Batmobile, just try to do as much as we can within a small time frame to pretty much get the full potential out of this game. I mean, so far it's holding up pretty good, it's looking great. I mean, even the water, you can see the detail in it. I also found it hilarious that the moon was huge in every game, like every Arkham Knight game. It's just way too large, but either way. I mean, so far Batman's looking pretty good on PC right now. Look at the motion of his cape, the moisture, the rain coming down. It's never looked this good on console, I know that much. Let's get in the Batmobile.
Alfred, I'm at the bridge.
One moment, sir. I should probably warn you, there's a significant militia presence ahead.
Oh, here we go.
Mercy Bridge is being lowered. It's coming. Online and ready to engage. Alpha target flanked. Mamba offline.
The fact that I'm using a PS5 controller right now and Steam calibrated this to Xbox controllers is kind of messing me up, I won't lie. There we go, we got a last shot. I mean, it's holding pretty well. I was having kind of problems with this game earlier with buggy and crashes, but if you do have problems with this game on PC, it's most likely because you have to verify your file on Steam, so just a little tip.
Batmobile spotted. Kingston. Drone feed offline. Hit back. Alpha target.
Gotta love slow motion.
Drone unit in Kingston. Drones engaging. Back and go. We lost one, sir. He's making you look like a fool. Rattler down.
We've
Drone offline.
Kobe. Oh, nope, shut.
You're gonna lose eventually. It's inevitable.
The Arkham Knight's vehicle swerved and crashed up ahead.
Oh, this is one of the best parts of the game too, being an actual detective.
Car's empty. The Arkham Knight must have taken Oracle and moved on. I should examine the vehicle more closely.
Seeing this part of Batman is so awesome because it's so far
The car
advanced
veered off an
technology.
empty
It's
road.
like you can basically
Looks like the
recreate,
driver wasn't
you know,
wearing his seatbelt.
crime scenes like this.
I should
It's
find
amazing.
somebody.
Man, my boy's flying. Look at him.
Traces of pepper spray on the right side of the driver's face. Oracle must have been in the passenger seat and deliberately caused the crash. Clever. I should check the area where she was sitting. The door was torn off during the crash. If I can find where it came to rest, I can determine exactly what happened. Torn cleanly off the hinges. The door must have been opened before the crash. Oracle got out. I need to examine the reconstruction, pinpoint where she landed. Oracle got free of the vehicle before the crash. Oracle stopped here. Someone took a shot at her. I should analyze the point of impact for ballistic evidence. The caliber of the weapon is a match for the Arkham Knight sidearm. The trajectory and impact velocity points to a shooter that matches his height. At this range, he couldn't have missed. A warning shot.
Yeah, he's that man.
I've missed something. Oracle knew she couldn't escape, but she caused this crash for a reason. She must have left a clue while crawling away.
Mr. Wayne.
Lucius, Oracle left me the scrambler device at the scene of the crash. Decrypt the data so I can pinpoint the Arkham Knight's location.
This kind of thing was more Miss Gordon's specialty. I'll see what I can do, but it'll take me a little while.
I'll meet you at Wayne Tower when you're ready. Alfred, give me an update on Gotham's Most Wanted.
One moment, sir. Right, these two are just in. A mysterious hooded figure has been spotted on a rooftop in Grand Avenue. He appears to be standing beside a burning bat symbol, sir. It might be wise to establish whether this interloper is friend or foe. Reports are also coming in of a blaze at the Bristol fire station. One suspects arson, sir, as the power to the building has been cut, disabling the fire suppression system. You may wish to investigate.
Alright, let's see what we get into. Let's hit up the Gotham on fire and see what we come across.
Someone's attacked the fire station in Bristol. I'm going to put out the blaze and find who's responsible.
I can take the loss. You can't.
You beat me once. But that's a long time ago.
The fact that they incorporated more characters than just, you know, Penguin, Joker, Riddler, Two-Face. I mean, Firefly, not all people have heard about him. Even Lucius Fox, I was just talking to him earlier. It's great that they, you know, started, like, expanding the horizon on, like, you know, Batman characters from the comics. That dude was wild.
You know, sir, I believe we've met that charming pyromaniac before.
Firefly.
It seems Scarecrow made everyone aware that Gotham would be defenseless tonight.
He's dangerous, Alfred. Keep watch for more fires.
Where are the others? What have you done with them? Your concern is admirable, but if I were you, I don't know if you figured it out yet, but this don't end well for you. What do you mean?
Hey, I think you might hit him too hard on the head. What I mean is your stinking pathetic ass is about to come to a stinking pathetic end.
I trust you have not forgotten me, Batman.
Azrael.
Dark days are here, Batman. The prophecy has come true. From the ashes of Arkham City, the fires are raging, and Gotham is burning.
What do you want?
I can see that same fire in your eyes. Before this night is through, that fire will consume you. Gotham will need a new savior, a new guardian, a new Batman.
I'm not finished just yet.
You cannot carry this burden forever. I have studied you for a long time. You have a code. You will not kill.
And just like that, several minutes of gameplay kind of already changed my outlook on Arkham Knight on PC. Now, when I first started playing this game, I actually had a lot of bugs and crashes. I had to re-download the game, I had to verify it, and then had to restart my computer just to make sure it was validated. But after everything and the benchmark, everything started working nice and smooth. I got about 90 frames per second. I didn't have any glitches or any stutters in the game. Gameplay was still 10 out of 10. The combat in it was immersed. I mean, between, you know, the combos, the hand-to-hand combat, all his weaponry was, I mean, what I expected from it to be from last time I played, only visually better. I honestly give this a 10 out of 10 across the board, and I would replay it again, and honestly, I'm going to finish it again on PC. But I can honestly say that Robert Pattinson made me want to play this game again. I will stand by it. Robert Pattinson is the best Batman. October coming out, Gotham Knights. I cannot wait. If you guys liked what you saw, please like, subscribe, comment. I'm going to make more content like this. I'm trying to make this YouTube mostly just beginners for PC players, just to kind of let them try out certain things, certain games, techniques, tips, and tricks. But either way, I enjoy your time for being here and watching the video, and I'll see you soon, okay?